Hello beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane. I do readings for the Pisces Collective. Why Pisces? Because Pisces I find is very enlightened. They're very empathic. Many of us are light workers, if not all of us. And we're just tuned into this. So it's very important that we advance as a cup sign, as the emotional sign of the zodiac. It's very open to intuitive hits to grow and get strong and beautiful and within our paths of where we're supposed to be. So if you're here and you want to get to that, welcome. I have some fantastic people on this channel, okay, as subscribers, really. I do watch other channels. I see comments from other channel. I think the very best of the best comes here. And I'm very grateful for you, all of you. All right, so if you'd like to support me in other ways, it's all in the description box. I have Patreon 369. I'm a great believer in that, and yeah, I love that. So, and on Patreon, you get to interact with me a little more, and there's a little more going on there as well. But if you're here and you subscribe and hit the notification bell, watch the videos, it helps me a whole bunch. All right, Pisces, I've decided, this is new. This is new for November. Usually I do the monthly read, and then every week I do a weekly. But in November, again, a little bit like October, I find that the emotions of Pisces is going into a roller coaster. Why? Because we are now going back out in society. People are interacting more with us. And in this time where we had the slow ups, or known as the pandemic, people have been taking their time and just working on themselves. And while you're alone working on yourself is one thing, but when you suddenly have to go back out in these energies, and energies that might have been difficult before all of this started, it's even harder when you have been awakened and you are going on a spiritual path of some sort, okay? So because some will understand, because they'll have start doing the same themselves, and some will not, just because it is not their path, okay? So for the month of November, I'm switching it up a little bit, Pisces. I'm picking one card out of a different deck every day. And I picked already 5 cards for the next 5 days, which is Monday to Friday, to see what a spirit would like us to concentrate on to empower us and enlighten us. So this I'm going to call the need reads, okay? Yeah, nifty, eh? Right? Need reads. Need acronym standing for Needed Empowerment, Enlightenment, Discoveries. So it's to discover yourself, how empowered, how enlightened, and it's very well needed. So it's need, N-E-E-D, the need reads, and it's starting today, and we're going to go all the way to November, and if need be, we'll go all the way through December until the new year, and just see where that goes, okay? So, first of all, when I pulled the cards, what came out was the Devil. Absolutely wonderful. And right beside it, the Purity card out of the Queen of the Moon Oracles. So right away, this story, just for these 2 cards, for why I'm doing this, very, very apparent. Break out of the cycles, that repetitive thing that we do of guilt and frustration that we feel, back into a purity of thought, because this is the card that came out, Purity. See that? And it's a snow moon. I love that. If you are here where I live on the eastern coast, you are going into, we are going into winter. So we're going to get snow soon for sure. And so this is the work that we have to do. Not only does it represent the time of the season, but it also represents snow clears and cleans everything, makes everything white and pure of mind and of thought. And I'm going to read you what this card has said. It says, look for the simplest and cleanest solution. Understand your motives for doing what you're doing. Be as clear as possible in your communication. And it's written, I know why I do what I do. So right now they really want you to focus back on what's empowering you. The first card that came out was the Nine of Pentacles, and I already told you that yesterday. Came out of this deck, and I have the other cards. I'm not going to reveal them until the day of, but I did have a picture. I'm going to leave these out here because I feel I'm going to leave these out here all week. because I do feel that these are really representing what we're trying to do this week. This first card, I am going to call this reading the power reading, because that's what personal power reading, because that's what the Nine of Pentacles is all about, okay? So I want you to realize and understand that you are capable of being someone with a lot more power than you realize this week, okay? And I feel that that sometimes we forget, that we overlook everything we've accomplished, okay? And it's tempting to view yourself, like this Devil card, as a victim or somebody who's stuck, okay? Or somebody who's very little, okay? Who's not worthy of your own, of what's deserved for you. And so that's why it's important that this card is telling you to take a step back, okay? And consider the power you do possess in your life right now, Pisces. It's very important. This card is about your hard work paying off. This is about abundance, about earned rewards, about the fruits of your labor, living in gratitude, the self-sufficiency that you have created for yourself, okay? This is a card of congratulations. It's telling you that you did a good job and that you've accomplished a lot through your hard work. And I want you to really focus on this for today, okay? So whatever else is happening in your life, I want you to focus on this. We're going to ask questions of spirit, and I'm going to then pull some cards, and I want you to reflect as well on the questions that come through, okay? Now, I've taken out, this is just a black stone that was outside, okay? Just a plain black, like really lisse, that's in French. It's very smooth. And then you have these two white clear quartz crystals. Now, I brought these out for you because I want you to do something this week. When you find yourself spiraling, okay, and you know what I'm talking about, spiraling, or spiraling, when you're feeling out of touch, out of place, when you're feeling like life is just, you know, throwing you curveballs, or you're just not feeling it today, I want you to take that energy, and I want you to find something like this in your house. It doesn't even have to be a stone. It can be anything. Okay, it could be any crystal of any color. It can be a dice. It could be a pen. I don't really care what you find. I want you to pour those negative energies into these objects. Then after that, I either want you to bury it in earth, leave it overnight, let it cleanse back into the earth. The easiest thing for me is I just wash them. I pass them, I run them underwater, and I let that go back into the earth, okay, through the pipes into the ground, and get it, and it filters it out and redistributes it so that the energy comes back from the planet to you in the best way. And when you do clean them out, that's what you send it. You say, I send these energies back into the ground to be recycled into something that can be productive and positive, okay? So I want you to do that. That's an exercise from Jane to you, okay? Because I feel that we need to really do that this week. We need to pay attention to that. Okay, so I'm getting help from a book. I will let you know eventually what that is, because I think it's called the Tarot Activity Book. I'm not doing it exactly the way they're saying it. I'm using it the way I want to. So that's the way Jane does things always. Okay, so there's some questions here that I thought would be good. Now, you can write these in a journal, but I'm going to be asking Tarot. But I want you to think these through, okay? And these are about the stuff that you've done in your life recently, okay? So I'm going to just leave this and really ruin this book cover by forcing it open to that page so I can read from it. There you go. So this says, what risks have you taken? And what this means to me is that, what have you done? What have you worked on yourself? What things have taken you out of your comfort zone in recently that's really made you who you are? Okay? And I like that. I would like to pose that question. And I want you to be honest with yourself. For me last year, it was quitting my job just outright and deciding to do this instead. That was very much a big risk, right? Getting out of these cycles. Look at that devil card. Doesn't he just want to come out? Right. So anything right now that has taken you out of the cycles of that repetitive, that stuff where you think you're stuck, bad relationships, bad situations, bad jobs. How did you free yourself? What risks did you do? Like what addictions did you get rid of? Okay? The things that didn't appear to be but weren't. Like, how did you flip that around? How did you get rid of it? That's what I really want to know. And this is what this is saying. This is what Tarot and the Spirit Guides want you to look at. They want you to pay attention to the things that you have cleared up and gotten rid of. So important, okay? Because this reminds you that you've come a very long way, okay? And even if you're not quite there yet, they're saying, what have you done? Like, write it down, okay? Or just sit there and think about it. Think of how far you have come, okay? And then, what are the challenges have you overcome? That's, I find, is like the same type of question. But let's see what Tarot, right, okay? It's, again, on the other side. But this is like recapturing your magic, okay? Regaining your personal power. The Magician is all about personal power. So finding the resources when it was this way is because you had either forgotten about it or not done it. This is what you overcame. The challenges of finding the resources and taking action towards your wishes, okay, brought you personal power and intention, okay? Turning your wishes into realities. And it's hard to get back into that, to figure it out. That's so great. If you can write down other things that you have, the challenges that you've overcome in the last while, okay, since you've started this journey. Could be weeks, could be months, could be years, okay? Remember how far you have come, and this writing it down or going through it in your mind is reminding you how strong you are, how powerful you are, okay? Okay, so they also would like you to take a look at the fears, big or small, that you face and overcome, okay? These situations, these people that you've talked to, these things right into Tower, these are all coming out upside down, okay? So this proves to me, and the deck is right side up, okay? So this proves to me that this is things that you were not looking at, and now you have, okay? The chaos, okay? You didn't want to shake the boat. You didn't want to rock the foundation, but you did, okay? This is what happened. You rocked the foundation. You shook it loose. You let that lightning strike. Okay? This is why all these energies that are coming in the last little while, or whatever, in the last 2 years, it doesn't matter the time frame, Pisces. Whatever's been coming in, whatever you've been dealing with, is because you have shaken things up. This Tower. And this Tower is not necessarily a bad tower. Okay? When you create shock and chaos, you create also a clean slate for better things to come, okay? When you question beliefs, you cause crisis, and yes, you cause upheaval, and that's why you may be going through these ups and downs right now, but it doesn't mean that it is bad. It just means that it was needed, okay? So you've got over the fear of causing major breakage, and you have, okay? You have. You've said things, you've done things, you've wanted things to be different. So that's a fear that you've overcome. That's wonderful, Pisces. And it's very, very special. Okay? That makes you so powerful. You should feel so proud of everything that you've accomplished. Look at this row right here. Look at what it's saying. It's saying just how beautifully strong and powerful you are. Okay? two of the biggest destructive forces that we have on the planet right now. Okay? Keeping the status quo because you're afraid of how uncomfortable that's going to be, okay? And breaking the cycles of guilt and restriction because fear of change, okay? You're not in that fear of change. You're changing things, but it's going to bring you so much more, okay? And I want you to think of the hardest stuff that you had to overcome. I would like you to look at it and think back again to maybe a while back. It could be whenever before you started all of this, okay? How hard you would have pictured that. How would it have been? Look at this again, upside down. Okay, you're restoring balance to yourself. Balance was imbalanced. Okay? The hardest thing that you've had to overcome in the last little while, you have to look at it in a way that before you were living out of balance. I want you to think back to that time and ask yourself, was it so much better, even with the stuff that you're going through now, to live in this out of balance energy? Okay? Is this road, do you think that even though you may have hit a little, glitch and maybe your energies are going up and down, do you envision you staying here forever? Do you envision something beautifully, gloriously balanced coming out of all of this? Okay? Shaking this foundation that was crumbling anyway. Okay? Do you feel at the end of the road that you're actually going to get somewhere? You must, Pisces. And this is what Spirit wants to remind you of. You're going to get somewhere. Something good will come out of it. Your balance, your life, your journey. Finally feeling like your 2 feet are exactly where they're supposed to be. And so is Spirit. Okay? So remember that. Those are so important. Okay. So, Spirit wants you to ponder what you've learned through all of this, through this experience that you're going through. Okay? What's going through your mind? Whoa, it just like went away. Let's go get this card. You've learned that your own worst enemy is you, Pisces. Okay? In other words, the blocks that were there, a lot of them were removed by you. And you realize how easy it was. That fear was holding you back, was keeping you to this side, was holding you down. When you had the power all along, and I love the fact that it's fallen right here between the Magician and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay? When you tap into your magic, this has always been my Dorothy card when I learned tarot. Tap your heels 3 times, Dorothy. You've always been able to get out of Kansas, and that's referring to the Wizard of Oz with Dorothy. Always having the power to leave Oz, okay? She's always had it within her. This is you realizing you've always had the power to release yourself. So this is what you have learned from this experience, and I want you to think about that. How much stronger you are today than you were yesterday. That's some pretty powerful stuff, Pisces, okay? So I want you to think as well right now of, okay, what did you learn about outside, like from this? Because this is all about inside. I want you to go, what did you learn from like looking at it from the inside out, if you know what I mean? Because now you're going back out in the world. You're seeing how people are, what they're doing. You're letting yourself be bombarded by outside energies now. And this is why it's causing a little bit of a, oops. What did you learn? What did you learn? So you have the 8 of Cups here that's come out from Spirit. And you know what? I feel that people who stagnate and don't go on their own journeys to find themselves. When I look at people on the outside who just want to stay always in the same moment, not growing, not experiencing, not moving forward because of the fear of change, that leaving for them is hard to do. Going on these journeys is hard to do. So I find that that's the outward experience that comes out of that. I feel that they don't know how to deal with that. And it makes it really hard to leave the past behind. And because it takes time to contemplate your emotions, to let go of things that don't suit. And I've noticed that. What you're doing inside yourself is empowering them, empowering you. What they're doing is restricting them, okay? So they're not discovering their empowerment and their enlightenment, and they really need to. They need the need reads, okay? But they're not looking into it. Okay, so how would you define power? If we look underneath the deck, you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles to me is somebody who is growing in leaps and bounds into their own abundance, their own beauty, their own power. And what does the word power mean to you? Does it mean simply having control of everything in your life? Or is it that personal power that comes from within you, that comes out and just takes over everything and just applies to everything in your life? Because it is from within you and it shines outwardly and it touches everything. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I have very much. I've been loosely reading some of the questions that they want to read out in journal form, but I've been using them with the tarot to give you a guide on what you might want to ponder and take a minute to contemplate. This reading was called Personal Power. I'm going to go more into it, okay? And I'm going to clarify it in the extended with Spirit only coming in to explain all of these to you, to help you on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed this type of reading. I did. It's my first. I'm learning as I go. I'm hitting the ground running with you guys, and we're going to get this done. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, Pisces, and I will see you later. Take care.